Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have another talker video here. And, this is my Battle with Beelzebub series. So for every talker video I do, I remove one box of cans. I'm removing 2 boxes of cans this time. Because this is taking too damn long. Okay, it's just taking too damn long. And, you know, I had filled one box with cans as I filled the other box with cans. So, taking too damn long. But we're going to talk about my porch some more. I got a note from my mail person, which makes me feel really bad. So, I'm going to talk about the note from my mail person. Before I do that, of course, because this is my Beelzebub Phase 2, I am going to go over 7 points explaining why I do these videos. I have cats. I let them clean out the cans. That's why I have so many cat food cans. And I will punctuate each point with a cat food can. Firstly speaking, I've been depressed my whole life, struggled with cleanliness. I was injured when changing a car tire. It left a 5% bend in my spine. Because of this, I was unable to stand for long periods. This made it hard for me to clean up. I wound up with a fly infestation. Hence, Battle with Beelzebub the Lord of the Flies. So I was cleaning everything up with these types of videos where I scoop up all of my garbage and I put it in a basket and I come in here and I sort it for all of you. Alright? Then I found myself, or I was cleaning up. Maybe I have too many of those. Then I found myself in the hospital with an infection for several days. This left my house to the ravages of my animals, undid a lot of the progress I had done, and left me in this state. So now I'm back at it. This is my Battle with Beelzebub Phase 2, and I'm cleaning things up again. Alright, so that said, I also place these in the podium so you can see them in front of me so that you can get something of a feel for how oppressive this situation is. I mean, once a room is dirty, it's hard to get it clean, okay? It's much easier to get it dirtier. So this is why I'm doing this. Also, this channel is about my life. I need content, and you know, hopefully, if enough people watch these videos, I'll have the money to just throw out the garbage as opposed to, you know, having to save it. Anyway, so yeah, I got a note. Well, first I got 2 emails saying attempted delivery. Okay. I had ordered some cat food and some tree nuts, unsalted tree nuts, because I'm a diabetic and I have a very restricted diet. And I constantly munch on tree nuts because they're low in carbohydrates. They do send me to the restroom a little more often than I'd like, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so tree nuts. All right. So I have been just, you know, ordering things, and my porch has become a nightmare, right? So I got these 2 emails saying attempted delivery. They couldn't deliver my item because my porch was too much of a mess. I stepped out on my way to work, and I saw a nice little note from my mail person. It was very official, stating, you know, please clear some of this up. I can't get to your mailbox. And this is not to say that you couldn't get to the mailbox. It was just my mail person doesn't want to step over anything. She doesn't want to trip. She's a very nice lady. I haven't talked to her much. Well, I mean, there are 2 of them. I don't know which one it was. They're both ladies. They both have a similar figure. One of them is younger than the other, I think. But, you know, I mean, I feel really bad about making her job harder. But I did my best to clear a better path, and then, you know, those items got delivered. But that's one of those things about my life, is that, you know, I just don't have any way to get things into the house anymore. Because when I was in the gym, or when I was in the hospital, the animals somehow were able to dump everything off the counters and out of the cabinets. My cabinets are old. They don't close on their own anymore. So just things were completely falling apart. It's as I say, what I really need is $100,000, probably a $200,000 now, home remodel. Okay, I need to replace or refurbish my kitchen cabinets. I need my wiring redone because it's not properly grounded. I need to do something about Valentine. And it's just as a basic point, I have to get this stuff cleaned up before I can do those things. And then I don't have the money to do those things. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But yeah, it's like I used to store my cat food in the garage, except for the fact that now there's a disaster area between my front door and my garage. So clearing that, has been kind of a priority. And, putting this stuff away just isn't the priority because the amount of time it takes me to put things away, I could clear another box of rubble. So that's just where I am with that. That's one of the reasons, one of the feeding areas, I had this box. This is a box I was using primarily to keep the cat food can lids because they're sharp. Because what you do is you pop the cat food can, you put the lid away because that's the most dangerous part. You dump the food out and then you leave the can because it still has some food in it. And the cats will generally clear out that can. That's one of those things. But that being an issue, with my thumb injury, see, I had an infection in my hand, and my thumb is paralyzed. So when I came back from the hospital, it was damn near impossible even to get the cans open. And I wasn't really thinking a lot about where to put them. It was a lot of, just get the damn thing open and go back to bed. You're in pain. So, it's one of those things you have to understand. When I do these YouTube videos, terrible things happen to me, There was one night a woman was sexually assaulted at my work, And I had to come home and make YouTube videos. All right? That's my life. This is what I do for a living. It wasn't my fault that this happened to her. I talked to the police. I dealt with the situation. And they were like, there's nothing you could have done. But it still felt terrible, Another situation, the orphanage that I support was attacked by a drug cartel. Okay? One of their child prostitutes escaped, went to the orphanage, and the drug cartel broke in there, killed her, and shot one of the nuns that run the place. And Nimbus is pooping on my green screen. Well, at least I can wash the green screen. Anyway, so, it's just one thing after another with me. There's always another problem. As you can tell, I did a video where I washed the green screen, and I put it back in, and here it is. Nimbus is pooping right behind it. And yes, I need to find time to put another litter box in this room, because she's not supposed to be in this room, but she keeps coming in this room whenever I open the door. And she likes to eat on her own, so she likes to eat in this room. So it's... In addition, I'm terribly depressed, and I can tell you right now I need to brush my teeth. I get an itchy sensation in the back of my mouth, which is bacteria flourishing that tells me that. Had it since I was a kid. Anyway. So, one more video. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard. Background, courtesy of Photographs of a Mad Richard. Link in the description. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if all is going well, I should be surrounded by a horde of flies. They're not actually in the room with me, but they are flies that did actually live in my house and are now long dead. I used a combination of fly traps like this one, you can see it's covered in them, and actually cleaning up to get rid of them. It was a dark moment in my life. A life full of dark moments. Who should be commenting, liking, and subscribing? You should be commenting, liking, and subscribing. Danger Ducky says, if not you, then who?